Hello, I'm Steph and I'm the Children and Families worker at St Margaret's Church, and I'm going to show you today all sorts of things that you can do with your cards. For this trick, you'll need to shuffle your cards, and then you'll need 21. Now you just spread them out and ask your volunteer to choose a card. You can look the other way so that you can't see. Now, volunteer, please could you show the card to the screen? I'm not looking. And now hide the card from me. Now you ask your volunteer to put the card back in the deck any place. And then you shuffle them again. Make sure they're nicely shuffled. And then you're going to put them up into 3 different piles. Now, volunteer, you need to look for your card, but don't tell me when you see it. Just remember which pile it's in. Which pile is your card in? This one, okay? And then you're going to gather back your cards. Now, watch again. Which pile is your card in? That one. Okay. So now we gather the cards back up. Okay, final time now. Watch out for your card. Which pile is your card in? Okay. Gather them back together. Now, I'm going to find which card is yours. I think that this one is your card. Is this your card?
Yes.
So now I'm going to show you how to do that trick. Remember, you need 21 cards. And now you ask your volunteer to take one. And they can show it to the camera or to the rest of the audience, and they have to remember it. This one is the 8 of diamonds. Then they can put it back into the deck anywhere, and you give it a shuffle. And then separate the cards out into 3 piles, face up. Then you ask your volunteer which deck was your card in. It was in this one. And so, you've got to be very careful to make sure this one gets stacked in the middle. So take this one, make sure the stack with your card in is in the middle, and then put this one on top. And then put them into 3 piles again. This time, the card was in this pile, so make sure this pile gets stacked in the middle. Put this in the middle, and then turn it over and lay them out for the last time. Now this time the card was in this pile. So remember, like the other times, all we have to do is put it in the middle. turn it over, and now this is the important bit. You need to count to the number 11. And once you're there, that is your volunteer's card. Now you can do this any way you want. You could lay them out in 3 piles, or you could do them one at a time, or you could even pretend that your hand is magic and sort of trying to guess what's underneath, like this. 1, don't count when you're doing it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is this your card? And then your volunteer will be absolutely amazed because you'll have found their card. And all it is really is maths.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to play Beehive Solitaire. What you need is your pack of cards. You don't need the jokers, so they can go in the box, back in the box. You need to make sure your cards are nice and well shuffled. And what you're going to do is, once they're nice and shuffled, you're going to take 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to place them face up over here. This is going to be called your beehive from now on. Lots of bees. These are all bees. And then you're going to take 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is your garden. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look at all these cards in your garden, and any other are the same as each other. So if you have 2 10s, for instance, you're going to put them on top of each other. Or actually, you've got 3 10s. And in those 2 spaces, I'm going to move cards from my beehive. There. You see, I've also got 2 5s, so I'm going to do the same again. And this is a 4, so it can go on here. And this is a 2, so it can go on here. I'm doing well so far. You always need to have 6 cards at the same time. But now I can't go at all. So the idea is I take the rest of my cards and I take the top 3 and I turn those upside down and see if I can go now. I can. But I can't go again. So I do the same. And I will keep doing this until I get 4 cards that are the same number. Now I've got rid of all my 2s. They're all in the garden. All the bees are happy. So they can go off to the side. And I can replace them with a card from the beehive. Now, I keep going. And I repeat this until either I get through the whole of this pack without being able to go, or I win. So I've got another 4 here, so they can go off to the side as well. And then I can bring this one over, and then I can put that one on top. Any of these got 4 in yet? No, I've only got 3s so far, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. Another 3 cards again. Put them down. Ah, the aces. 4 aces, they can go. All of my flowers are filled with aces. So now I've got the jacks in, but the 5 can go. And then the 7. Oh, I can't go again, so I just draw 3 more cards and put them down. Can't go again, so 3 more. I put these down. 3 more again. Oh dear, it's not looking good anymore. Okay, so I've got to the end, but that's okay. I'll turn them over and I'll just start again. Next 3 cards, put them down. Ah, the queens. So now the queens have gone. So now I can fill this space with a card from this pile. And I will just keep going until hopefully I win. And once all of these cards over here are all gone, then I win. And that is the simple game of Beehive Solitaire. I'll keep going now and you can see whether I win. 3 more cards. Yes, that's all the 4s. So now I can put the 8s down. Oh, I've got lots of 8s in a row here. This is looking really good now. Oh, and 6s. Jack. Oh, that's 4 jacks. Put the 3s down now. And the 6. That's good, that's good. Oh, it's looking good, looking good. 3 more cards. Oh, 4 again. That's 4 7s there. And the last 2 cards, the king and the 9. So all of my cards now, there's 4 there. All of my cards now, all the bees have gone on to all the flowers in the garden. And that is the game of Beehive.
How to play Go Fish. The object of this game is to collect the most books or sets of 4 of a kind, like 4 kings, 4 nines, and so on. How do you collect them? You go fish. You will need a deck of cards without the jokers and at least 2 players. Step 1. Sit in a circle on the floor or at a table. Pick someone to deal out the cards. Can't decide who's going to be the dealer? Flip a coin, or, with the deck face down, have everyone draw a card. Whoever gets the highest card deals. Step 2. If there are just 2 people playing, the dealer gives each player 7 cards. If there are more players, everyone gets 5 cards. This game is the most fun with 3 to 6 players. Step 3. When everyone has his or her cards, the dealer places the rest of the deck face down in the middle of the circle where everyone can reach it. This is the draw pile. Step 4. As you get your cards, organize them, putting any that are the same rank or number together, but don't let anybody else see what cards you have. Step 5. The player to the left of the dealer goes first. Since the goal is to collect as many books as possible, this first player starts by looking at the cards in her hand. She then asks one other player, anybody she wants, for a specific card, but it must be a card that she already has at least one of. So, if the first player has a 9 in her hand, she can ask another player, got any 9s? It's a good idea to ask for the cards that you have the most of. Step 6. If the player who gets asked has any 9s, she has to give all of them to the player who asked for them. That same player then gets to go again and ask another player for a card. Step 7. If the player who gets asked doesn't have any 9s, she says go fish. The first player then takes the top card from the draw pile, adds it to her hand, and her turn is over. Step 8. The person sitting to the left of the first player goes next. She asks anyone she likes for a card that she already has one of. If she gets a card, she can ask for another. If she doesn't, she has to go fishing from the draw pile. If someone asks another player for a card that you also have, remember it. When it's your turn, you can ask the asker for it. You know she must have at least one. Step 9. Keep going around the circle this way. When a player gets the 4th card of a book, let's say all 4 9s, she shows them to the rest of the players, takes them out of her hand, and places them in a stack in front of her. Step 10. The game is over when all the books have been collected, or all the cards are divided up into their groups of 4. The winner is the person who has caught the most books. Did you know? Look carefully. In every deck of cards, the King of Hearts is the only king who doesn't have a mustache.